What's up YouTube? It's been a while since I last posted, but today I've got some new content for you. It's a deck profile for Yugioh Duel Links. Make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I had this epic duel on my live stream and my reaction was just priceless. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, my booty hole was puckered, bruh. I was puckered. I also have this huge 8-page video in the works, and I was like, I kind of need to get my feet wet again in content creation before I release a large video like that. Anyway, the KC Cup happened recently in Duel Links, and that's basically like an in-game tournament, but if you place first in it, you actually get a free trip to Japan. When you get there though, you have to compete in a grand finals tournament. Unfortunately for me, I hate smelling like a mixture of sweat and Doritos, so I was definitely not trying at all during this tournament. I already knew there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to compete against Toshi Nakamura from Japan and Hazel Hernandez from Brazil. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to meme it up this KC Cup with a rogue deck. I actually ended up having a lot of fun. I ended up running Gravekeepers because back when I was a sophomore in high school, I would duel my homie Roberto, and I had this shitty Dark Magician deck because I didn't know how to deck build back then, and he'd whoop my ass with Gravekeepers using illegal moves because we didn't know how to play the game properly either. But this KC Cup, my gears started turning, and so I came up with a deck list using Gravekeepers and the newest cards out right now. So let's take a look. So this is the deck list. If you don't know how Gravekeepers work, they're basically an archetype that makes sure opponents that rely on their graveyard have the least amount of fun possible, and it's all thanks to this field spell called Necro Valley that stops cards from getting moved from the graveyard. As long as Necro Valley is on the field, cards in the graveyard are in sealed tombs. Yeah? Anyway, for the monsters, first we have Gravekeeper Spy, which is essential for setting up your board turn 1. When she gets flipped face up, she can special summon a Gravekeeper monster with 1500 or less attack. She's also thick with 2 capital C's. And with Necro Valley on the field, it kind of works as like a BBL, adding 500 more defense to that thing, making it pretty hard for lower level monsters to get over. Next we have Gravekeeper's Priestess, and she's pretty much Walmart brand Necro Valley. She gets the name Necro Valley without the effects as long as there isn't another field spell active. This can help get effects off if you didn't draw into a Necro Valley. Then we have Descendant, which can tribute one other Gravekeeper to destroy one of your opponent's cards. He's pretty situational, but he can be used to destroy problem cards. To be honest, he's pretty much just quintet fodder. And speaking of fodder, we have Guard, which when flipped can return one of your opponent's monsters from the field to the hand. Unfortunately, in most cases it's better to set Spy instead, and Guard's effect is usually too slow to get off. Also, Guard can honestly be replaced with any other Gravekeeper that didn't make the list, with the top replacement being Watcher, who's even more situational. The reason I don't play high level Gravekeepers, which could also replace Guard, is because tributing is too slow and the effect usually isn't worth putting them on the board. Also, most of the time you want to keep as many Gravekeepers on the board and in your hand as possible. So after Guard we have Headman, which is our turn 2 comeback. If Headman hits the field, he can special summon another level 4 Gravekeeper. This can help combo into the fusion or get more Gravekeepers on the board. And lastly we have Spiritualist. As long as Necro Valley is on the field, she can fusion summon into a spellcaster using her hand or the field as materials. And this is a good segue into the extra deck, which will be the monsters you'll be fusion summoning into. The most important fusion is Gravekeeper Supernaturalist, which is your main boss monster. He gains attack equal to the monster's levels used to make him, which in this case is about 700 to 800 attack. As long as Necro Valley is on the field, Supernaturalist as well as Necro Valley can't be destroyed by card effects, and once returned, he can activate his effect to search out a Gravekeeper or a Necro Valley card from your deck. Next fusion monster is our contingency plan, Quintet Magician. If Quintet's the field and you fusion summon him with 5 spellcasters with different names, he'll destroy every card your opponent controls. Not only that, he has a whopping 4500 attack, which if your opponent has no hand traps and you just wipe their entire field, it's an instant GG. I almost forgot to mention, after all of that, he can't be destroyed by card effects, so once he hits the field, even if your opponent survives that last turn, he's still pretty hard to get rid of. Lastly, for the extra deck, I have an Xyz monster, number 70, Malevolent Sin. This is very situational, but Malevolent Sin can banish a monster for 1 turn, and when it swings in, it gains 300 attack. Moving on to the end of the deck, we have Spells and Traps, which are pretty self-explanatory. First, we have Mystical Space Typhoon, or MST most people call it, for back row removal. Then we have Book of the Moon for disruption. It flips monsters face down, but it also has a cool interaction with Spy and Guard. If their effects were activated during your opponent's turn and they're in face-up defense position, you can can use Book of the Moon to flip them down again. Then you can flip them face up attack position during your turn and use their effect again. I never personally did this because Book of the Moon is too valuable to disrupt your opponent, but it's cool to have that option there if you need it. Then lastly for the spells, because I already told you what Necro Valley does, we have Necro Valley Throne, which allows you to search a Gravekeeper monster or have a second normal summon, which can allow you to go for a Malevolence in. Lastly, I have a trap card, just shoe hand in there. Treacherous Trap Hole, which allows me to destroy 2 monsters on the field. And the cool thing about this card, the condition doesn't matter because it's the only trap I'm playing in the deck. I wrote this part after because I already wrote the rest of the skip, but I almost forgot the skill. You can make it Destiny Draw, but I decided to go with Allured by Darkness because the activation cost is lower, and it kinda synergizes with the deck if you have an extra Spy or Spiritualist in your hand. Basically, if you take 1800 damage, instead of drawing a normal card, you draw Allure of Darkness, which is a Pot of Greed with extra steps. The extra step is that you have to banish a dark monster or your entire hand, and the cards you just drew all go to the graveyard. So if I had to use the skill, I'm kind of losing anyway, and the cost kind of screwed me more than anything, so it's not a very good skill for this deck, but I was too lazy to use another one, so I'd probably go with Destiny Draw instead. So there's 2 notes I want to make about the deck before I move forward. The first being, if there was extra space in this deck, I would maybe consider a Magicalized Fusion, which would allow me to go into Quintet using my graveyard. The problem is, if Necro Valley is on the field, it kind of negates Magicalized Fusion because I can't move cards in my graveyard. It also might hurt the consistency of the deck because I personally feel the ratio of the rest of the spells is essential for the deck to work properly, so I'm not really willing to take anything else out. The other thing is that you could technically take out 2 quintets and put in 2 more Xyz monsters like Roach or another Xyz, but in most cases you don't want to go into an Xyz for your main plays. This is because if your Xyz monster is holding your Gravekeepers as overlays, or if too many Gravekeepers end up in the graveyard, you won't be able to go into a quintet as a last resort. The option is still there, but I thought I might throw that one out there. Now moving on to the replay breakdowns. Alright, for this section of the video, I'm going to break down a couple of fun replays so you can see how I play the deck and see it in action. Alright, so game 1. Remember when I said earlier that Gravekeeper's main mechanic was to make sure that your opponent can't use their graveyard and has the least amount of fun possible? This first duel is a great example of that. I go against this Red Eyes player and his entire deck is centered around his graveyard. So first thing he does is make a Red Eyes Slash Dragon and sets a monster. So I draw into a Priestess and I don't have Necro Valley, so I go for a wild play by setting guard for the first time ever and trying to eliminate his Slash Dragon and stall for another turn. He summons Blackstone and uses its effect to turn it into a Red Eyes. I knew Slash was going to equip at some point, and since it negates target effects when something's equipped to it, I MST the equipped and he commits to the attack. I send that Slash back to the deck. Now he a red.
Oh brother, this guy stinks!
The stall paid off and I draw into Necro Valley, so now I can actually play the game. He's pretty much finished when I put Supernaturalist on the board. He tries to activate Retro Red Eyes, but nope, he can't special summon. His graveyard is sealed, and this is only the beginning. For the rest of the duel, you kind of just watch him struggle to summon from the graveyard. He summons another Red Eye Slash, but the entire card works in the graveyard, so it can't really do much. I finally have all 5 pieces of Gravekeeper Exodia in my hand, and I use them to summon Quintet to nuke him and go for game. So game 2, this duel is absolutely hilarious because this is Sage 2 KC Cup and people are going to be playing some powerful decks and some interesting staples. Unfortunately for this guy, his literal first move, which he was hoping to counter me, instantly won me the game.
No.
He tried it.
I know for sure he was thinking, oh, he's playing Yubel. He must be playing Allured by Darkness Thunder Dragons. This Necro Valley is an instant GG. Oh boy, was he wrong. Honestly, I would have lost instantly because I kind of had a full brick in my hand, so I said Spy and everything I had and passed. So he swings in and I special summon Spiritualist and pop his back row with MST. I then use his Necro Valley to summon Supernaturalist and the game's pretty much over from here. He tries to Xyz and Synchro and I kind of just moon him, and then he scoops faster than an underpaid employee at a Brewster's. So game 3, I had no idea what I was playing against. I saw Yami Yugi and I thought it could be one of 3 things: Gaia, Lunalights, or Yosenjus. They're all bad matchups for this deck, so I try to go for a turn 1 Supernaturalist, and he freaking solemn scolds me. He killed my monster, I have nothing on board, and he can now use Destiny Draw to grab any card from his deck. Luckily though, I had some back row to protect me. He then reveals Stormberg, and I'm like, alright, so I just have to not get OTK'd. I blow up his field with a Treacherous Trap Hole. He then summons Phantom Burb to pop one of my back row, and since my back row is done for, I moon his carriage for fun. He then proceeds to lose the duel immediately by flipping a 0 attack monster up for literally no reason. He then synchro summons into a Sam Destroyer, which almost helped if I didn't have a second moon. So it's my turn, and with my 200 IQ brain, I flip my spy, summon Descendant to check his back row, normal summon Spiritualist, and special summon into a Supernaturalist. With a Necro Valley on the field, it makes him indestructible by card effects. This made his castle useless, and I swing in for game. What is absolutely hilarious about this is that he probably thought he had that game in the bag. He was probably all like, "You fool, my castle will destroy your monster." Then boom. Shadow Realm. So that's it for the replays. Next is the live gameplay section, which is a duel for my live stream over at twitch.tv/CerealHero. This duel was so insane. Definitely check out the end because my plays were 200 IQ and my reaction was priceless. I wish more people would watch me live to experience moments like that. So when you're done watching that, head over to my Twitch and slide me a follow. Lastly, a shout out to Capitan, one of my followers, for tuning in and not leaving me to stream to myself that night. I appreciate it, my dude. Anyway, I'll let live stream me take over and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay. Man, I'm getting super tired, by the way. Man, I really don't want to play against Blue Eyes. He's playing Life Point Boost Day, so maybe he isn't playing it though. Whoops, don't want to do that. Oh shit, he's setting a card. He's letting it be known that I shouldn't be able to play the game. It's activatable. Scary. You never know what he's gonna do now. I'm gonna cry if this is literally a karma cut, by the way. I'm gonna go for the one in the hand. Karibo. That's pretty wild. Nobody expects the Karibo. I know I sure didn't. Okay. Ooh, well, I have exactly lethal Spiritualist, so that's nice. Gonna keep using this opportunity to use its effect to keep grabbing monsters. Nice. I don't trust that back row. Life barrier! Oh, he's playing Luna Lights. No! Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Any damage you take from opponent's cards and cards effect becomes 0. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. He's playing Luna Lights. Alright. Ah, shit. Okay. Alright. We're gonna scare him off. That's me telling him not to summon his Luna Lights. For the love of God, please no. Even if he does pull it off, as long as I can survive, I think I should be good. As long as he doesn't have any more flippin' hand traps, actually. When this card is normal summon, you can send one Little Knight from your hand to the graveyard, and if you do, draw one card. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect. Oh my goodness. Literally nothing I can do about that combo. Well, now you can make Saber Dancer, but I can also make Quintet. So we're gonna Quintet and then blow up his entire field. That's the plan, baby. And I'm gonna pray he doesn't have any hand traps, man. I don't know why he was acting like it was super hard. A super hard decision to figure out which card he was gonna he's gonna make. We already knew it was gonna be Saber Dancer. Oh my god. What? Oh my god. What? Oh my god, dude. That is the most broken fucking thing I've seen in my entire life. So no matter what, I literally just lose. Oh my god, man. Card effects. Battle step. God, I hope that forces him to flip. Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, I can't believe I just survived that! Oh my god, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna literally cry! Please, Quintet, save me. Oh man. If this does not work, I am gonna be so mad, so sad. Please destroy that card. Destroy the entire field. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Yes. Oh my god, Quintet's big enough to swing over. Please. Yes. Yes. Get out of here. Oh my god. I shouldn't be so excited for that. Oh my lord. I didn't mean to send like. Alright, I'm not gonna lie on my booty hole was puckered, bruh. I was puckered. Oh my lord. Oh my goodness. I gotta end it on that, honestly.